Vapors, how are you all today? Oh, very well, I hope. Okay, guys, I've decided after a long thought and chat with the team, thought I'd do a video this time instead of a live. A couple of reasons really, very quickly. One, I can keep the video short or a lot shorter than live, and you'll be able to skip through it and stop and pause, or if you want it inbox to you, you can, and I can upload it to the YouTube a lot easier, and so on, right? But that's one of the main reasons why I've chosen to do a video, and it's easier for me to fit in while I got a quiet spot, but also I can have it edited and everything like that. All right, so this is for the TVF8 RBA, how to work it, install it, what I believe is one of the better ways of doing it. There's probably a handful out there of ways of doing it, but this is what I've found and what I have advised other people who've been doing it over the last few weeks. Simon is one of them. There's a few, but anyway, guys, I'm going to get straight into it. Just to let you know, I've got it onto just on there as a base. There's no batteries in it. That's really what you want. You don't want no batteries in it when you're building this, all right? At any circumstance, just do not do it as safety, yeah? If you haven't got ceramic tweezers, that's fine, use normal tweezers, but make sure that you do not touch the coils when they're hot. I will explain when I'm doing it. Just letting you go through. Obviously, I've got the box, the RBA. I've already stripped the tank. You're all probably aware of stripping the tank. If not, let me know. I can always do a quick video. Alright. I've personally used a kit. This is the what they call Terminator by Uni. But you don't need a full kit, guys, alright? I've also obviously got some cotton. Bacon I'm using today. I use that most of my time. And obviously a mod. Now this one has got batteries in. Alright, but you don't have to have a kit. It does make life a bit easier and a bit slightly safer on when doing an RBA, but it's not highly recommended. Alright, and obviously I've got my juice and a bit of tissue for when obviously if I need to clean anything up. Alright, so guys, what you want to do is obviously get your RBA ready. Alright, and that's the base. You want to clean in there, clean that terminal down in the bottom, alright, make sure it's all nice and dry and nappy chap, alright. I would recommend then, just for a minute, maybe fitting it well onto a base like this, which I'll probably use a little later, but if you do happen to have a home tester, then I would recommend you put it onto that, because to be honest with you, you are going to need to test the homes at some point. Okay, homes like so. Okay, get your RBA. Now I'm using the new one that came in the box, or actually I do apologize, I'm using the one that Mr. Martin Kirtland sent me. I do have another one in the box as a backup. This one actually has come with, I've got some coils in there. Now if I just, these are pre-made coils, I've just banged them in there, the Clapton fusions. I try again, Clapton fused Clapton, there. I do apologise guys, I'm trying to rush a little bit. And as you can see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wraps in this one. You don't have to have 7 wraps. You can have 5 and still be happy chap. But 7 is about the max. If you was using a thinner wire like Kenthal or anything like that, you could probably get away with 8 or even 10 of them. But I found the fused Claptons, guys, is the best way around it. Now I'm gonna obviously show you that I'm gonna put the base in there for now. Well, actually, that's where it's gonna go. It's just gonna wrap in. There we go. Not being so difficult now. Here we are, guys. I'm closing the vent at the bottom. So as you can see now, I got completely closed. That's just good practice, that is, guys, alright? Closing the vents. And that's quite tight in there. I'm going to turn on my home meter because I want to see. Now, I'm not getting anything. Now, if you get this, don't panic, okay? It could be one or two things. It could be that you need to tighten these up. It could be that they just need a quick fire, just so that they're there, or they need pushing together. Now, I got surround tweezers, guys, so if I do fire it as I do it, so there's a couple of techniques like this, and you just want to pretty much just give them a little squeeze together. I would personally just try and get them in line. You also want to make sure, guys, I hope you can see that it's not touching the deck at all. And if I turn it that way, you want to make sure these are not touching these posts. There should be a little gap here. See, now I've got, if I push him like that, now if you could see, my coil's quite close to that post, right? But that's what's short in it. So what do? I move it. You can use a screwdriver, you can use anything you want, really. I personally found in something like this is really handy for that. You can get in there and you can just off-lift it. And then, so what I'm doing now, guys, yeah, is I'm off the posts. I'm off the posts, look, okay? You can't quite see, I'm not actually touching the posts, but I'm not touching the edge as well where the RBA sits, the actual cover itself, the metal cover. And then, yeah, 0.2, so that's good, but I'm going to double check that now on my there you are. As you can see, registering quite nicely now, so I'll just double check now. What I want to do now, once the collars are in, alright guys, is now I need to set the collars so that they work evenly, alright? Okay guys, I've moved it. Hopefully you can see quite clearly what I'm doing for a minute. You should really do this on a home meter that has a fire button. I don't personally have one, but you can do it this way anyway. But what I'm first firing up, I'm just going to pulse fire it up now, alright? And you'll see that they've gone orange. And what I'm looking for, guys, is it goes from there out and both on the same side, and they're basically both firing up together, okay? So I'm going to do it again, okay? I'm just going to pulse fire it. And as you can see, this one's not so bad. This one's a bit brighter though. So I'm just going to give them a little squeeze together. This one's a tad close for my liking, so I'm just going to move him around. Now, if you do get hot spots, and I hope you can see this. See, there's a hot spot there. Just do what they call a stringing effect. See, now it's gone. So, cool down. And they're shooting out nicely. So, string effect, and that gets rid of them hot spots, alright? Now, these are ceramic tweezers, guys. So, I don't have to worry about touching them when they're hot. If you're using metal tweezers, guys, do not touch them when they're hot. You're asking for trouble, okay? So let it cool down, alter them, fire it back up. If you've got ceramic ones like I've got, which came in the kit, or you can buy them separate on eBay, whatever, then yeah, by all means, you can string them when they're hot and get rid of them straight away. So just to show you guys what you're looking for, I'll do it this angle as well. And I'm just pulsing it up. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's my pulse. And as you can see, they both work pulsing up together quite nicely. I am a little unhappy with this one because it's a bit low, but I'm gonna just squeeze them back together. Right, I'm not touching the posts. That's the posts, okay. I'm not touching. I won't be touching the sides. So I'm just gonna double check now because I've altered them. See, I got to string them. There we are. I've strung them now, look, and my hot spots are gone. Okay. Right, I need them to cool down now, guys. So, okay, guys, it's cooled down. It's taken a few minutes because the vents are closed. There's nothing to cool them, but it heats them up a little bit more gentle. And as you can see, they've gone a little different color, but that's fine. Now we're ready for the wicking. Now, just in case you don't know, these are obviously the A vents. Now, I do apologise because obviously I've had to put their laptop lid down so you can have a better look. But this is the A vent here, which will come from this A channel here, alright? Sorry again. The A channel by here, look, alright? So you do not want the cotton to go anywhere near that, because obviously that's what's going to keep these nice big coils cool, or help to cool them down, alright? Your actual juice channels are, it starts from by here, and it ends there. It's all one big thing. And then you could see just in by your look, for there, which I got the tweezers in, that's the juice channel that comes from the actual main tank, and then obviously comes up into the wick and able for you to vape it. So that's where the cotton's got to go, guys. Now I've already pre-done some cotton to make this a bit shorter and a bit easier. Now, to be fair, you're only looking about this size, alright, guys? Hopefully that works well. And it wants to be quite loose. You can give it a little twist around if you want. Just a little twist around. But this is what you're looking for, alright? Yeah, now we're back up in this position. Sorry, I've had to pause it and everything, hence why I could be able to cut this down. I've also using the one with no batteries in, guys, so I don't want to be burning myself. It's cooled down. I did check with the home meter. It is back up to 0.3 now, which is great. That's where I personally like to be. But we're going to wick it now. And what I'm going to do, guys, I'm just going to obviously try and show you a little bit. I've got a pair of scissors, obviously from the kit, pair of tweezers to help out a bit. And I've already done my my actual bit already. So now I'm just going to use a little bit and pull it forward just slightly. There we are. And now you should be able to see the top bit. Now realistically, you just want, it's not too thick, you just want to give it a slight little turn so it's just firm, guys, alright? And I'm going to do it with both of them. Now, to be fair, don't worry, if it's too thick, you can just strand it off. That's what I like about the bacon. The other ones are good as well. You know, you can get the Japanese cotton and all sorts, Egyptian, all that, right? But anyway, and then you just want to give this one a little bit of a twist. Now, you don't have to worry about this because you're going to be cutting this bit off now in a minute. So you got it like so, alright? And then you should be able just give him. Now, if you're having the trouble that I'm having here, this is where tweezers come in handy. And like I said, you don't have to have them, but it just makes life a little bit easier. You can just jump down in these massive little coils and pretty much just give them a poke, really. Or I can use the other tip. This is another way of what I do as well. I just feed him in. Okay, so I'm just going to hold. Sorry, I had to pause for a second. My son went to the toilet. But all I'm doing is pulling the cotton through. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing, guys. I do apologise. There you are. He's come through now. and then I'll just fluff him back up, right? Now, I tend to do this, what I call little rule for this, to make it a bit easier, especially with a 3mm size hole for the coils. I tend to go, well, if I can pull back and forth like this, and see the mods moving? Yeah? Okay. So I know it's tight. If I put my little pinkies on it, like so, and I can slide comfortably back and forth, I know then that my cotton's not too thin and not too thick. And I found that that's a very, very strong way of knowing if you've got it right or if you've got it wrong. I've never had a problem with that theory. Elder Simon Goff will tell you he's never had problems with that theory, and a few others who I've taught that. It's been very well. So I have trialed and tested it with other people. That does work, and it makes it a little bit easier on judging about your cotton, because you know then you can just take it out, take a tiny bit of strand off. Now this one's a tad thicker, so I'm hoping that when this one goes in, now I might have an example video of if it's too thick. So I'm just going to bang it in. Now I believe this might be slightly too thick. If it's not, I do apologise. But same thing, just the end of it and straight in. And if it doesn't go in, don't worry about it. Like I said, you can poke it in and play with it a little bit, or you can just do it a little tighter like that, and it should just pop this way up. Alright guys, or pop back out like that. Never mind, you can't do it all right first thing, can you? So I'm just gonna try and jump on this rather rapid, because I don't wanna, the idea is that this is not going to be a couple of hours long. I just want to try and make it where it's comfortable and easy to upload. There we go. So guys, you are, as to the theory on it, I know if I do that, it's a bit soz low, it happens to be alright. It was only slightly thick anyway. But if it was, I'd pull it out and just take a little strand off, alright? Now, as you can see, so I got him. And what you want to do, guys, right, when you go like this, you want to fluff him back up in whatever way you want to do it, alright? Get it so it looks like a moustache, okay? Pieces as, and what I found is, guys, right, you want to, it works out about, do you know what, I wonder if, if I cut him on the one side, it looks about just over a centimetre from the coil. Alright guys, so from there to about there, roughly about a centimetre. Alright, now to be fair, you can give and take on that, and you want to do exactly the same the other side. In fact, I'm probably going to trim this side just a little bit because it looks a bit thin. Alright, and that's how it should look. Now, just to give you some idea of a judgment, I did have, if you get your vape band and squeeze it, it works out about the same, oh sorry, my fat fingers are in the way. It works out about the same size in length. Alright, so if you're thinking, oh, I can't judge that because I'm watching from a video, if you get a normal size vape band, squeeze in the center like that, it works out the same length. You can go same length actually, it doesn't matter. It's only the thickness will actually give you a bit of a hard time on this, guys, alright? So anyway, when you've done that, get a pair of tweezers to mark which one it is, alright? And again, you want to stuff them, you want to grab them and just fold them into this juice channel, alright? Now, to be fair, guys, there's a couple of ways of doing this as well, really. You can just do what I'm doing now. Just chuck them in there. I would do them one at a time per coil, not just like one side per time, because you can tend to pull the cotton back and forth, and you want them quite even. So you can see I've done one full coil, yeah, and I've gone into the juice channel and just plunked them in and made sure they're all nice and comfortable, yeah. And I'm going to do the same with this one now, guys, right? I will try and I'm just going to grab the ends of it and slot it in. Well, that's the plan anyway. Okay. I'm just gonna. Now, guys, to be fair, there are a couple of things you can do as well, because I want you to be aware as well, even though I'm just shoving this in, you can have it a little bit too thick in the channel, and that can cause dry hits, burning your cotton out rapid and stuff like that, right? Now, if this is the case, then don't think, oh, I got to do it all again, because you haven't, right? If you're getting one at, say, out of 5 drags, then so you draw 5 times. Right, okay, that's the cotton bit gone here. Draw another 5. Oh, I had one bad hit then. Even though you're giving it a few minutes, yeah. Well, right, I'll have one. Put it down. Okay. 2 minutes. Right, I'll have another one because it's new. Needs to wick up and everything else, right? If you're still getting a dry hit at the end of 2 or 3 of you actually taking a hit, then your cotton's a tad too thick right at the bottom. That's fine. Take it out. Just literally pull him out. Fan it like a dicky bow. Each bit of cotton, yeah. So it looks like a dicky bow both sides. Snip the tops off. So, yeah. So it'll look like a dicky bow. Snip the corner off each side, on each side. Put it back in, and you'll find you'll be completely fine. Now, if you don't understand that, don't worry. There is in the files of the shape of the dicky bow that I'm talking about, and you'll see exactly what I'm about. Or I can show you with an RBA or an RDA or RDTA, whatever you want to call it. I can literally show you. But when it's wet, you'll be able to flatten it out side to side, make a dicky bow so the coil is the middle part of the tie, then of the dicky bow, and then you'll be able to just cut the corners off, and that will calm down your thick cotton at the bottom. Okay. Anyway, as you can see, guys, I've planked this in. I've made this quite loose. I like to just get into the juice channel itself. I hope you can, which is by you on the camera. And I like to get in there and give it a little bit of a rag round, alright? I like to get in there and make sure it's all nice and loose in there, okay? And you can see the cotton's going all berserk up on top. Don't worry about that. And that's fine. And then what I'll just push it. Make sure it's not too tight on the top, guys, by you as well, right? So if I go that way, see, you want to make sure it's got a little bit of room here. Don't worry about that too much. Let me use the other ones, they're a pain in the ass. Right. Right, so they're nice and loose as well. They'll store some for you. Now, to be fair, they'll probably feel a little bit thick in there at the minute, but I'll show you when I prime it now, which is what I'm going to do next. I'm on Atom Flavors, Hydroberry. Very nice, very similar to Blue Low actually. And I'm just going to run across the coil. Hopefully you can see that. And let it sit. So I'm just going to wick that up. I've primed all that up. It's all wicked. I know I said wicked before I went. It's all wicked. I meant to say. I primed it all up. As you can see, it's all green. So you want to get your tank. Now I've already got some juice where I took it out. Sorry, I do apologise. Getting ahead of myself. You want to get your case in. Slot it back on top. Like so. Okay. And just make sure it's firm, not too tight, firm. Alright. So keep your vents closed for a minute, guys. Right. and then you'll be able to slot him in. Now I'm going upside down on mine because I've got juice. I've already got this juice in there, alright? And then slide in. And again, firm, not too tight, right? Because you want to be able, and then I'll keep them like that. As you can see, I've got quite a bit in mine. Now you should see bubbles come from the sides, guys. That's obviously because it's all trying to get in here and do its bit. Okay. Now, I do be honest though, I prefer to let it soak all in before putting the tank in and everything, and make sure it's well and truly primed. But I can leave that for about 20 minutes now, or 10 minutes. I'll probably be impatient and do it in about 10 or 5, 4, 3, in about 30 seconds. And I'll probably get a dry it over it. But I'm not recommending that to you. I'd probably leave at least 5 minutes just to sit as it is. Obviously, because you have to fill your tank up, guys, yeah, once you put it on. But prime it all over the coil and everything, let it all set, and then you'll be able to vape on. But I will stay with the video to show you me vaping freshly on this, and I promise you, even though I'm pausing it in between so that the video is not excessively long, but you know, getting everything together, that I have, what you're seeing is what I'm doing. I'm not doing anything in the background other than what I've told you. Alright, now just while I'm letting this wick, as you can see, I put it on my blue one now. I'm pressing new because it is a new coil, and it is now, yeah. Now I'm going to start, because I know these pair of claptons, I know I can start off on 90 watts, alright? Well, actually I'm going to start off on 100, I ain't going to lie. Right. I'm going to start off on 100. I would always recommend anyone new to an RBA or anything like that, right? You should start off on, if it's a pair, between 60 and 80, okay? If it's a single, it should be between 30 and 40 watts. And you to pulse it, which I'll explain to you in a minute, right? This is what I believe is the safest and easiest way of getting it up and ready, okay? Not only will it give it your juice chance to come through, your coils to warm up quietly and set in, but also if you are finding it harsh or hard and you're new to it, it will gently build you into it instead of just choking your lungs up. Alright? And this is one of the reasons why I do it as well. Now I'm pretty used to all this, as you may know, but I know if I start between 90 and 100, I can then go up to my 120 to 140, which is where I normally vape, especially with a Smok RBA. Alright? Especially with twin 7-wrap fused claptons in them. Alright? So now they will come out. Some of them will come out on 0.5 ohms. Do not stress if that's the case. You're going to get absolutely storming flavour out of it, right? And clouds. But again, you want to start low on the wattage, right? Otherwise, it's just going to whack you when you're gonna fucking know about it, right? You'll have all this flavour and you're going to cough and everything. And I don't want you to be proffed by an RBA because it is cheaper, it is better in flavour, it is easier, and it's less time consuming. There's lots, and the time consuming, guys, is the fact is you're only going to take cotton out, put it in, bump, and you're done, and you can do that anyway. I know you can do it with a stock coil, but most of them I found takes a good 5, 10, 20, even 30 minutes when it comes to a TVF8 or 12 to prime properly. But it's a lot cheaper anyway. But each their own opinions on that. And while I'm also still letting this prime while I'm talking to you, because I'm not pausing this one, I want you to see that is completely fresh and I'm going to do it in front of you. If you've got any questions, I know you wanted me to go live, and if you had questions you could ask. You could still ask, guys. You could put under this post, or you can inbox me, or we can go one-to-one, or I can even come on live and talk. They still think, but I believe that this can be uploaded, or I can send it to you via a message or a link, anything like that, and it'll just be a lot easier to do. Alright, it's step by step. Now remember the safety guys, no batteries in your mods when you're building on it. Yeah. If you've got a Holmes reader, then please do use it. If you don't, be very careful of the mod because it can be quite destructive sometimes. I haven't really seen it, but it'd be best for me to be honest and truthful with you. If you are tweeting the coils like I explained to you, you've got to do that. Otherwise, you're asking for trouble with an RBA. Please get ceramic ones is the ones I would recommend. eBay sells them extremely cheap and it can save you a lot of problems, alright? And it seemed like these metal ones, you know, it'd be very tempting to strum with the metal ones and you're just going to short, fuse, metal to metal and all sorts of stuff, alright? Again, another safety aspect as well, guys, right, is please, and I mean please, make sure that the RBA itself is cool once you've finished with your coils, because you can burn yourself so easily. Alright, just let it cool, just let it sit. If you're really in a rush, blow on it or go outside and blow on it, yeah, but don't stick it in water. Don't go all the mad things that you probably heard or seen or said to do. Just do it naturally and you know you're fine. Alright, there are little tricks, I'll admit, but when you're a little bit more experienced, I'm happy to go through them with you, but just make sure it's nice and cool and you don't rush. Alright, now guys, you're probably wondering why the vents are shut. I'll tell you why the vents are shut. It's shut is one, it's causing a vacuum, and two, what I want, well, before I do anything, I'll put my hands over the vent and I'm gonna just, right, I do about 3 times. And I'm gonna leave it. Now I'm gonna open the vent. I've got no leakage, as you can see, no leakage. Okay, I'll let it sit for a minute and I'll just, yeah, I can taste flavour before you even fire it. Now just to show you guys, I am 100 watts, okay, and then I'm gonna pulse it, right? So 1, 2, 3, let go, yeah. 1, 2, 3, let go, okay. Okay. Now you burn. Even the cotton bits, in fact not. Now if you are a little bit, oh, now to be fair, you can run these very comfortable at, where you are, I'll show you. $70 watts, guys. You can 60, 70 watts. You can run them at. I'll go on 70. Now I know I've just pulsed a few. Okay, so 70 watts. You get quite comfortably. No problem at all. Very comfortably. 70 watts. Absolutely stunning. Could eat it. So you don't have to go on 100 watts, 130 watts, 150 watts. In fact, with this particular flavour, I might even stay on 70 watts myself because the menthol's quite strong through. Well, it's ice, it is. It's the ice menthol. I can't never remember the other name of it, but I might stay on it myself. Now, guys, you can, if it is a little bit too much airflow coming through, just close your vents halfway, like I have now. Right? Hopefully you can see it halfway. Calms my menthol and my airflow down. Yeah, but 70 watts, perfectly fine. I tend to go up a little bit higher, it depends how I am, but just remember though, guys, that you are going to use a lot more juice than the stock coil, alright? But the flavour is immense compared to a stock coil. So I'm going to love you and leave you now. If you've got any questions, please do not hesitate. You should know me and Claire and the team by now anyway. And if you are new, right, guys, ask any of, or ladies, ask any of the regular ones. You can ask anything at all. It doesn't matter if it's small or massive. If we don't know, we'll find out. If we can't find out, we'll know someone who will know. Alright? but we will treat you the same as anything for whatever question. That's my point, right? It doesn't matter if you don't know what the wattage is, or if you don't know what a coil is, or if you don't know what an RBA is. It doesn't matter. They're all regular questions, but you might feel silly. And I'm talking to the new people now who may be watching to the end of this, alright? Please do not feel silly. We all got to start somewhere. We all got to learn. For the regular guys who know me and have watched videos I've done beforehand, guys, I believe you should have seen now that I promise you by you, the bottom of my heart, my love and my family to you, everything you've seen on you is what I've done with this. There's been nothing on the backgrounds, and I hope this has helped you out. If you are stuck, please do not think, oh, stuff it. Get me on a one-to-one like this, and I tell you what, which is I've done for about 10 others, and they are flying on the RBAs, and I can help you with that, and you can have this as a reference after, alright? It will be put up on YouTube as well, so you can go onto the YouTube. Please subscribe, all of you, to it. There's going to be uploads going on it very often now with stuff like this, reviews, even you guys. All you got to do is inbox our call, say, yeah, you can use my videos, my cloud checks, anything you want, and we'll put you up on there and give you your, I don't know, 2 minutes of fame, 5 minutes of fame, whichever it is. Guys, I hope this helps. I love you. You're my family. And I tell you what, I promise you, it's well worth doing. For the new people, or even some of the experienced ones, if you wondered why I'm blowing out, it's actually giving me time to get the coil up because I'm on 70 watts. Hence why I go on 100 watts, because it means I get that fire straight up. Alright? Okay? But you can see now where this is cool, yeah? This is the fire up time. And it does take a few seconds to fire up. Just another thought before I love you and leave you, sorry. If you are struggling with, well, how do I know the wattage of an RBA, RDA, or an RTDA, drip box, squonker, anything like that? Well, squonkers 9 out of 10 are not regulated, but anyway, well, look, this is easy, guys, right? You start off on a low wattage, like I've explained, 60 to 70 for twins, alright? If they are canthal, you want to be a bit lower, actually, but 60 will not hurt you, alright, or harm you in any shape or form, except for maybe a cough. But if I'm on 60 and I'm a little bit warm now, because obviously I got 14 wraps in total in here, and I'm going, and I've counted in my head, and it's taken me about 5 seconds to, well, 3 to 5 seconds to get them up. Or I've had to pulse it, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, yeah, to pulse it up. So I hold it for 3 seconds, let it go. Hold it 3 seconds, ago. That's pulse firing, alright? And you think, oh, it's a bit slow, I want that drag's not comfortable for me. Then you turn it up in 5 watts. Yeah? Now be careful when you do this, alright? You should really do this in 5-minute intervals, alright? Because you want your tank to cool down. Because the more you fire in, the hotter it's going to get. And I do understand that you know this. Or if you didn't realise it, then now you do, alright? So, even if I was to keep on going, now I could probably do another 2 like that before it gets too much. So I know that I could go up another 10, maybe even 20. But realistically, what you want it at is where you can take 3 puffs in a row, and the last one is just maybe a tad too much. And then you are having your hit that you want. So your first 2 are, that's good. And then your third one would be a bit too much. So you never really want to go on to a 3rd puff. You basically be doing 1 or 2, and that is how you know you watch. You go up in 5s when the model and the tank is cool, yeah, and then when you have 2, 1 after each other, and the 3rd one then is a bit too much, that's the wattage for you, alright? Now to be fair, guys, you can't over really do this unless you're going to be mental and go on to like 220 or 350 or whatever it is, yeah? But 9 out of 10, most people are like, well, I don't want to be on high wattage. But the idea of it is that you're getting a hit on the nicotine or the flavour if you're on 0% nicotine, and you ain't on it every 3 seconds of the day. Alright? But you're getting what you need. And that's how you know about what I believe is how you know which watch you should be on. So as long as you can pull for the first 2, and then the third one might be a little bit too much for you, with the airflow open or shut, that is the watch you should be on, alright? Guys, I'm going to cloud you on out. It's been emotional. Love you all. Love from me and my family to you all. If you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I will let you know. I will get back to you, or I'll do one-to-one, whatever you need, guys. I'm here. Clouding out, guys.
Yeah.